So maybe you're thinking about moving to the Niagara region, or you're thinking of relocating in the future. You've been doing your research, you've been talking to people, maybe you're visiting the area on weekends, but you're still kind of unsure about the different municipalities and the locations and the neighborhoods of maybe where you want to zero in your search on. Stay tuned, we're going to get at it right now. What's up, guys? My name is Andrew Kulakowsky, local real estate agent with eXp Realty, born and raised in Niagara, and welcome to my channel. If it's the first time visiting my channel, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that little ding bell to make sure that you're notified when I release my weekly videos. So as mentioned previously, I get calls and emails and text messages from lots of people from out of town inquiring about the different locations and different properties that they see listed in the Niagara region. And my goal with this video is really to kind of give you some sort of insight on the different locations and what each municipality has to offer. Now, the Niagara region's population is just hovering around 482,000 people. And what a lot of people don't realize is that the Niagara region is a relatively big yet small place, and it houses the 10 municipalities. The cool thing is with the Niagara region is that the 10 municipalities are actually relatively close, within a 30 to 45 minute drive, no matter where you're going in the Niagara region. And what's really cool is that each municipality has something unique that they offer if you are looking at living or working or visiting or hosting people. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to dive into the 10 municipalities. I'm going to briefly break down and talk about each municipality and kind of give you a bit of a summary without getting too detailed about each city or town that I'm going to talk about in the Niagara area. And hopefully it'll shed some light on what each offers. If you have any questions throughout the video, reach out to me at any point in time. My contact information is in the comment section below. So let's dive into it. The first one we're going to start with is Grimsby. Now, Grimsby's population is around 30,000 people, and the draw to Grimsby is the sheer proximity to the QEW and access to Hamilton and the Greater Toronto area. So over the past few years, what I found was a lot of people that reached out to me that wanted to, move to Grimsby or inquiring about Grimsby really love the small town feel, getting out of the hustle and bustle, but still had that quick, close proximity to the highway or the GO train to get to their major place of employment. Also, again, coming down the highway as well, getting into the Niagara region scene, the winery scene, restaurants, all that stuff. It's also only, about 30 to 40 minutes to Niagara-on-the-Lake as well, which is, again, a very big draw. One of the things that you're hearing now with Grimsby is you're hearing people kind of call it Grimsby on the lake, due to the fact that you're literally on the north side of the QEW. Grimsby literally is on Lake Ontario, which is kind of cool. So there's a lot of nice waterfront properties and trails and parks along the north side of the QEW. And on the south side is where your kind of main town is, just below the escarpment. So it's a very picturesque area. There's a lot of nice neighborhoods. The downtown offers some really great restaurants, boutiques, and shops. So yeah, it's a very, very nice place, and I highly recommend when someone does reach out, we definitely look at Grimsby as a top choice. Number two municipalities in Niagara region is Lincoln. Now, Lincoln includes Beamsville, Jordan, and Vineland. The population of all three is just under 26,000 as of right now. Historically, the region in that area, there's a lot of agriculture, there's farming. You've got Balls Falls as well, which is a small waterfall. There's a lot of nature trails. It's a very beautiful, picturesque location. Again, what's great about that spot is that you are literally close to everything. You're close to the wineries, the brewery scene, again, close proximity to the highway, and you can get into St. Catharines, Niagara-on-the-Lake relatively quick. Number 3 on the list is St. Catharines. St. Catharines is where I personally live. I've been in St. Catharines now for almost 15 years. I really love it here. St. Catharines is the largest city in the Niagara region with a population of just under 160,000 people. So the good thing with St. Catharines, or what the main attraction or draw to St. Catharines, of course, is that it is the biggest city. It is the biggest hub. So we have, obviously a lot of amenities. Now, St. Catharines being a bigger city is broken up kind of in your typical north, south, east, west type neighborhoods. More the south end offering, some newer build or newer construction. You've got the hospital. You've got newer commercial retail development happening in the southwest end. In the north end where I live, you're closer to the lake. You've got a lot of nice waterfront trails and parks and schools and tree-lined streets. But St. Catharines overall is a fantastic place. I love it here. You're close to Niagara-on-the-Lake. If you're into the winery scene or if you're into the brewery scene, you've got really great restaurants. It really just has a lot to offer. Number 3 on the list, Niagara-on-the-Lake. Now, everybody knows Niagara-on-the-Lake, or at least has heard of it, and the first thing that probably comes into their mind is wineries. Of course, Niagara-on-the-Lake is known for the wineries. It is a fantastic, beautiful town. There's a lot of history in Niagara-on-the-Lake. As you're going into Niagara-on-the-Lake, it's almost like you're going into a scene of an old movie. It's very, very, very cool. You've got some beautiful old historic century homes and mansions right down on Queen Street. The only downfall with Niagara-on-the-Lake, of course, it is a busy area. In the summertime, you get a lot of tourists that go there, but there's some beautiful shops, boutiques, hotels. You've got some beautiful natural parks. And again, being close proximity to the water, you have beautiful sunsets. You can see Lake Ontario. You can see the U.S. side. You can see the Toronto side. Just a really, really great place to visit and live. The current average residential price right now, Niagara-on-the-Lake is the highest in the Niagara region at just over $1 million. Over the last 24 months, it just hit that pinnacle of $1 million on average. So definitely a little higher cost to live in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Your taxes are higher as well as your house prices are higher. Number 5 on the list is Niagara Falls. Now, of course, when everybody hears Niagara Falls, the first thing they think of is, of course, Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is a really cool city. It's a population of about 88,000 people as of right now. Now, in the tourist season, of course, it triples. It's a very, very busy area, especially in the main hub near Lundy's Lane where all the attractions are. The one thing I notice that a lot of people do is when they picture Niagara Falls, they kind of picture Clifton Hill and the main area as Niagara Falls, but Niagara Falls actually is so much bigger and offers so much more, both from even a tourist standpoint, but if you're looking at living in Niagara Falls, there's some fantastic areas. The north end is definitely one of my favorite locations. The north end being, just so close to St. Catharines and the QEW corridor. There's some really nice 50s, 60s homes in the north end, and also the south end being a little bit newer. There's some newer developments happening in the south end, but overall Niagara Falls is a really great option for someone that really wants all those amenities, wants to be able to host guests to come down and really have all the different attractions available at their fingertips. And number 6 on the list is Thorold. Now, a lot of people, when I say Thorold, they kind of look at me like, where's Thorold and what is Thorold? I've never heard of it before. Thorold is actually populated at about 20,000 people. Now, Thorold really kind of borders or sits beside St. Catharines. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people will miss Thorold if you're really not aware of the borders or the streets, or when you're going, from St. Catharines into Thorold or vice versa. Now, Thorold is kind of located on the top of the escarpment. It's a really, really old little town. The Welland Canal goes right through Thorold, so you've got a lot of locks that the big ships kind of cruise through. It's an artery between Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. It's just a really cool town. I mean, really, Thorold, from a geographical standpoint, is actually in a really good location if you want to get to everything really quickly. From Niagara Falls to Welland to St. Catharines, it's in a really good location. Amenities are close. It's a safe community. It's great for families. There's a lot of good schools in Thorold. And again, being so close to everything, it's an attractive place for a lot of people to live. And number 7 on the list is Welland. Now, I have a bit of a soft spot for Welland because I grew up in Welland. I grew up in Welland from the age of about kindergarten right up until my early 20s. So I have a bit of a soft spot. I have a lot of knowledge of Welland. I really do love Welland to this day, and I still highly recommend a lot of my clients really look at Welland if they're looking for, a really family-friendly, quiet community that's got, all the amenities that they need. The population of Welland now is hovering around 60,000 people off the top of my head. Welland is a relatively large geographical area. There are still, there's actually quite a little bit of development happening in Welland in comparison to some of the other municipalities in the region. Welland definitely is on the upper end of development. And I know that in the next 10 to 20 years, Welland is definitely slotted to have a lot of residential development happen in the area. Historically, it was a manufacturing town, a lot of steel manufacturing, automotive manufacturing, because of the railways and the Welland Canal, the access to the water. Of course, through the years, things have changed, and Welland, to me, has become a little bit more of a bedroom-style community where it's a really nice place to live. A lot of people maybe work from home now in Welland, or if they do live in Welland, they'll sometimes commute out of Welland to get to, maybe a bigger city where their job exists. But overall, Welland's got some great schools, very diverse. Historically too, Welland was known as a francophone community. There's really cool cultures there. Again, this is kind of dating back, but you've got Polish, Ukrainian, Hungarian. So it's just a really, really nice community. I highly recommend it. And again, if you're a young family or someone looking to kind of relocate into a feel-good, safe community that's got it all, that's affordable, Welland is surely a great option for you. And number 8 on the list is Pelham and Fonthill. Now, people who live in Welland or know Welland historically, we kind of chuckle because, Pelham and Fonthill was always kind of known as the premium side of, Welland. It really kind of borders Welland, the west end of Welland. Pelham is really kind of known for, they've got a lot of hilly communities. It's a very, very nice community. Some really nice neighborhoods in Fonthill. They've got a really kind of quaint downtown with some boutiques and shops. They're really known for their biking trails, the Steve Bauer trails. It's a really, really nice place. There's some agriculture. There's some rural areas of Pelham as well, in the Effingham regions as well. So if you're looking for something a little bit more rural, a little bit more land, that's a great spot for you. But over the last kind of, really 10 years, there's a lot of development that's taking place in Fonthill, and it has changed, in my opinion, for the better. I mean, obviously, if you're a resident there of 30, 40 years, you probably, won't appreciate all the buzz that's going on there. But overall, there's a lot of nice things happening in Pelham, Fonthill. I definitely recommend if you're looking for that, again, small town feel with all the amenities without being in the hustle and bustle. Pelham, Fonthill is definitely a great choice. And number 9 on my list is Port Colborne, Wainfleet. So I'm sure many people have heard of Port Colborne, maybe not so much Wainfleet. Port Colborne and Wainfleet together, the population hovers around 20,000 people. Wainfleet really known for more of a rural community. Again, a lot of farming community. There's some nice farms out in Wainfleet. Again, if you're really looking for acres or acreages, Wainfleet definitely is where you really want to zero in at. And some really cool kind of beach towns into Wainfleet. So a lot of people I'm finding are looking at those areas and either buying like small cottages, or they're buying these old little cottages and maybe doing a complete renovation and making them to an actual full season residential home. If they're looking to retire or downsize and kind of get out of the city, it's really a great option for somebody looking for a little bit more of a quiet lifestyle. Downtown Port Colborne, again, a very quaint community, a lot of history in Port Colborne. The Welland Canal goes right through Welland Thorold or Thorold Welland into Port Colborne, so you still have the ships that travel through Port Colborne, so you've got some lock bridges there. There's a little bit of development happening in Port Colborne, again, because you've got some land that is still developable in the Port Colborne area. There's a new condo building that is just being built as we speak downtown Port Colborne, which has really kind of changed things up a little bit. I'm finding the younger demographic inquiring more about Port Colborne. Again, historically, Port Colborne obviously had a lot of residents that have been there for many, many years in different generations, and now I'm starting to see, of course, it change a little bit. So it's a really cool community and highly recommended. And number 10 on the list, last but not least, is Fort Erie. Now, Fort Erie, also really known for the Fort Erie racetrack, or Fort Erie being the border town. You can actually see right across to Buffalo, New York, across the Niagara River in Fort Erie. Fort Erie, you have the Niagara River, of course, and then you've got the Lake Ontario where they do connect. So it's a really cool kind of area. There's a lot of, again, there's some beachy areas along there. There's some cool waterfront communities that fall under Fort Erie, like Crystal Beach, Ridgeway, has become very popular for many people. I do have people reach out kind of inquiring about that area because of the proximity to the water. It's kind of like a vacation-y type feels, a lot of cool restaurants and boutiques in Crystal Beach and Ridgeway. And going back to Fort Erie, it's overall just a kind of a quiet town. Historically there was some manufacturing there and stuff. And again, through the years, things have changed. There's some development happening, or actually I should say quite a bit of development, residential development happening in the southwest end of Fort Erie because of all the land that's still available there. So we're seeing a lot of developers go in there and buy plots of land and really starting to build a lot of residential homes down in that area too. So whenever I have people inquiring about maybe new construction or an opportunity for new construction, or if they want to buy something brand new, Fort Erie is a great option. The other benefit to living in Fort Erie is if you are a frequent traveler, like to travel, into the U.S. a lot, having that close proximity to the border is a definite bonus. You literally can get across the border in like literally in minutes if there's no traffic. And then to get to the Buffalo airport, literally you're about a 20 to 25 minute drive to the Buffalo airport. So again, from a proximity standpoint, Fort Erie is a really great city to live in if you're looking for those types of amenities. Well, that's it, guys. That concludes my list and breakdown of the 10 municipalities in the Niagara region. Again, it's more of a summary. If you're looking for more information on a specific municipality or want more details, please do not hesitate to hit me up. You can contact me. My contact information is below. But again, just a friendly reminder, if you like these videos, I'm going to be producing these videos weekly. Please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so when I post up my new video, you guys will get notification. But thanks very much for sticking with me, guys. I appreciate it. And we're going to see you all in the next one.